The world continuously strives for innovation. Every day, a new product is released on the market. As the world gets more expensive every day, the working class strives and struggles to make ends meet. People are getting overworked and overwhelmed to their limits. Unfortunately, this leads to many people's downfall. People are getting burnt out as they start suffering from anxiety, depression, and stress, especially now with the pandemic. However, these are not the only side effects. A disease which has recently become way more common now due to the epidemic and its stress is delusion, which is often accompanied by hysteria. Anxiety, depression, and stress are all causes for delusion and hysteria. However, trauma is a major factor as well. With the incredible amount of stress and anxiety people suffer nowadays, it has become a lot more common to see these two diseases in a patient.
Hello, I'm Dr. Allen, and I'm here to talk to you about our newly developed drug, Verum Viventium. Now, Verum Viventium was specifically designed to fight back against the alarmingly increasing rate of hysteria and delusion. Recently, hysteria and delusion have been more common in patients due to the extremely elevated rates of stress and anxiety people face nowadays, especially due to the pandemic. Now, hysteria is a mental disease in which the patient often lets his emotion take over and starts demonstrating emotional excess. It's often caused by a huge amount of stress, anxiety, depression, even trauma, such as the death of a relative or a lover. Now, delusion, on the other hand, also requires the patient to let his or her emotions take over, but the patient develops false beliefs as well, which can be altered by facts or logical arguments. Now, to get a better understanding of this, it's best to have some examples alongside with the definitions to really get a good picture of the idea that we're trying to convey. So I usually refer to two main books that contain different situations in which hysteria and delusion can be clearly seen. These two books are A Streetcar Named Desire and Lord of the Flies.
Alright then, let's look at examples of hysteria. So, like I mentioned before, hysteria is when the patient demonstrates an excess of emotion. So, in A Streetcar Named Desire, Blanche suffers from hysteria after she witnesses Alan's death. She starts giving into her emotions and her need of attention, uh, which leads to her even sleeping with a 17-year-old. There's obviously many other examples in the story. In Lord of the Flies, the boys start suffering from hysteria because of their stress, their fear, and trauma. Their emotions take over as they destroy the civilization and order they had already set up and start slowly destroying all logical and rational things that they had done, as well as their civilization. Now on to delusion. So like I mentioned before, delusion is when the patient lets his or her emotions take over and develops false beliefs in which cannot be altered or changed through logic or rational arguments. In A Streetcar Named Desire, Blanche clearly suffers from delusion as she creates a false image of herself uh, in which she uses to protect herself as well as look down on others. Not only that, but she also creates this fantasy in which Shep Huntley will come and save her somehow, although he is already married and he has not contacted her. In Lord of the Flies, the boys lose their rationale and logic as their emotions take over. Uh, they become convinced of the presence of a beast on the island, although there's no supporting evidence or any logical claim to back it up. When Simon comes up with a deep and rational answer, the boys immediately dismiss it. Uh, Finally, near the end of the story, delusion takes over as All the boys believe that Simon is the beast, and they go ahead and kill him.
Then finally, here are some reviews from some patients who have tried our medicine.
My doctor recommended me Verum Viventium, and it changed my life.
Once I tried Verum Viventium, my problems had all been solved. My life has never been better. Verum Viventium. Live your true life with passion.